Okay, so what? So there's a common law grand jury. What can we do with that? Well, we can do a lot. We can take our country back, okay? As it is now, the court system, and believe me, I've been involved with the court system with quite a few people that I've been trying to help, and it's one big corrupt bunch of thieves and crooks. It's not a justice system. It's a money-making system. This is how the government rakes in millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. It's all off the backs of the people. Or I should say the sheeple, because most of the people out there in this country are literally sheep. They're slaves, they haven't woken up yet, and they don't understand what's going on. And the shame of it is that most people don't care. As long as they can drink their beer, watch their football games, and so forth and so on, they're happy. Just leave me alone. But the problem is, you can be involved in a simple traffic stop and end up in jail and paying a fee of $5,000 for something that you're not supposed to be in there for in the first place. So trust me, I've dealt with a lot of these items, these things, trying to help people stay out of jail, and the courts are totally corrupt. Now, with this grand jury, the American grand jury or the common law grand jury, here's a few things more about it, okay? The finality of decisions. No decision of the grand jury is reviewable by any court or government. Do you understand what that is? They can't come in and change what this grand jury comes down with for an indictment. It doesn't matter if it's a judge, a dirty, rotten lawyer, a prosecutor who's breaking the Constitution right up the yin-yang. No, these people can be indicted and brought to trial. How many people do you think would have to be brought to trial before the criminal justice system started to change? You throw a few judges in the pokey, you put some severe fines on some of these prosecutors, trust me, they'll go back to the Constitution very quickly. Okay? Now, the jurisdiction of this grand jury. Any government transgression against anyone in any respect is subject to the jurisdiction. Any government breaking any of the articles of peace or security, any dispute regarding anyone who has been unconstitutionally detained or removed by the government without legal sentence from his peers or from his lands, his castles, his liberties, and his lawful rights. Listen, it happens every day. They stop you for a traffic stop. You ask the cop, what's going on here? I have my rights, this, that, and the other thing. And what do? Oh, yeah? We don't care about your rights. They slap some cuffs on you and they throw you in jail for 3 days. Okay? This happens all the time. It's got to stop. Okay? And this is a way we can stop it. So what kind of things are possible doing this? Well, we can turn back the political clock to 1789, when the first Constitution came out. We can indict criminals, including judges and politicians. We can reinstate the real duties of the county sheriffs. The county sheriffs are elected officials. They are our country. They are our law system. They outrank any federal cop, FBI, whatever, that comes in the sheriff, county sheriff, can kick them right out. Okay? But they don't do that because they're intimidated. Well, this grand jury will take that intimidation away, and the sheriffs can do the job that they're supposed to do. We can reinstate the elected committeemen. That's part of this grand jury process. We can get our armories back. We can get our militias back. We can force compliance to the Third Continental Congress's 2009 Articles of Freedom. We can stop Agenda 21. Now, if you guys don't know what Agenda 21 is, look it up on the internet and do a little reading, because if you have ever had somebody called a code enforcer coming to your property and tell you that you can't have your grass as tall as it is because it's against these codes. Hey, it's sent to us by the UN, all right? The UN's trying to take our Second Amendment away from us, and they've instituted this Agenda 21 bullshit, and now you got code enforcers writing tickets and stuff to people for, you can do what you want with your own property. Pardon me if I get a little upset. Okay. We can force the courts to return to common law. This is an absolute must. If there is no injured party, there is no crime. Okay? Our courts don't run on common law like they're supposed to. They run on statutory law. Now here's the deal. Statutory law, or the statutes that the state makes up, are really only to control their corporation. People like the police officers, the judges, all these people, they're all supposed to conform to the statutes. However, if you are a living person and not one of their Article 14 citizens, then they don't apply to you. However, when you go to court, they trick you. Okay, we speak 2 languages in this country. Excuse me, we speak English, and then you have Black's Law Dictionary, and all the words you learned in English don't mean the same thing when you go to court. That is a travesty, okay? It might as well be having our court system in French, and you don't know how to speak French. How fair would that be? Well, it's the same thing. All right, we can delete the IRS. We can delete the United Nations in New York City. That place got to go. We can we can stop open political corruption. We can stop open judicial corruption. Whatever other just things that you can think of. We can do all of the above, and that can be done in 90 days or less if we got some cooperation, and we can save America. Okay? Now, this is so important. Now what we need to do is to set up grand juries in every county in the United States. Every state, however many counties you have in your state, we need a 25-member grand jury in that state that can do these indictments and things like that. So, we need to have people volunteering to be on these grand juries and to help that. So, we need people in every county, no matter what state you live in, to work on taking care of this and getting this thing going, okay? Once we have every county in a state and we have these grand juries active, the court systems and the politicians at that point are going to be choked off, and they're going to have to follow the Constitution or they're going to be pushed out of office. And that's just the simplicity of it. It's a very simple thing. The forefathers of our country put this stuff in there, and they put it in there so that we could protect ourselves. Just like having the Second Amendment. this grand jury is just as important, if not more important, than having our gun rights. All right? Now, if you are interested in setting up one of these grand jury things in your county, in your state, please contact me through email, which is in the comments section here underneath this video. I got my email address there. And anybody who lives in New Hampshire, it's important. I want to get New Hampshire organized as soon as possible. So if you live in New Hampshire and you're interested in this thing, please email me and we'll get this thing going. We get enough people to follow suit and we got the country back. And it wouldn't take that long if we can get enough people to do it. So this video that you're watching now needs to go viral. If you have any way of making this video be shown more often or whatever, please do it. Help me out. Because by helping me, you're going to help yourself. And if you guys email me and you want to take part in this in your state and your counties, then I'm going to put up a database, and once I have at least 25 people for each state or each county, then I'm going to contact you and we're going to get the ball rolling. Okay? All right. So I'm going to go for right now, and thank you for taking the time to watch the video. And please, let's get on the ball and get this taken care of, okay? So thanks for listening. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.